If you've ever written Terraform and thought, I already have this resource, how do I look it up without rebuilding it? You're going to like this one. Today we're talking about Terraform data sources, what they are, why they exist, and how they can make your Terraform code smarter and cleaner. If you've been hard coding values or copying IDs from the portal, this video is for you. Hey folks, my name is Sarah, and on this channel we break down cloud and infrastructure topics in a way that actually makes sense when you're doing the work. So let's get into it. At its core, Terraform is great at creating things, virtual machines, databases, storage accounts, but in the real environment, in the real world, not everything is created by your Terraform code. Sometimes that resource already exists, sometimes another team has created that resource, sometimes it's shared across multiple projects, and that's where data sources can come into play. Think of a data source like Terraform saying, "Hey provider, what already exists out there?" A data source lets you query information about infrastructure without touching it. No creating, no modifying, no deleting, just reading information. And this is especially useful in real-world environments. Maybe your networking team already has built the virtual network, or security owns that log analytics workspace that you need to write logs to, or you're deploying into a shared subscription. Instead of hard coding IDs or copying values around, Terraform can look them up dynamically for you, and that's a big deal. Now this is where people often get confused. Terraform has variables, resources, locals, and now data sources, so let's clear that up. Variables are inputs. They're the things you decide up front. Environment names, regions, SKU sizes. They make your code reusable across dev, test, and prod. We've also got resources. Resources are actions. They tell Terraform what to create, update, or destroy. A virtual machine, a storage account, a database. Resources change the world. Data sources don't though. They observe the world. They fetch information that already exists and make it usable inside your configuration. Nothing gets imported, nothing gets managed, nothing gets modified. Terraform just takes notes. Now locals are different again. Locals are internal helpers. They store calculated values so you don't repeat yourself. They don't talk to the cloud at all, but data sources do. So how do you actually use one of these data sources? The syntax is simple. You declare a data block, you tell Terraform what type of thing you're looking for, and you give it just enough information to find it. For example, you already have a log analytics workspace in Azure. You know its name, you know its resource group, and Terraform then uses that information to fetch the workspace and expose its properties to your configuration. Once you've defined the data source, you can use it just like a variable. You can grab its ID, you can grab its name, whatever attributes the provider exposes. Now, that's great in theory, but let's actually show you what it looks like in the real world and dive into my code inside Visual Studio. So here I've got some Terraform pre-made for you. So at the top of my Terraform configuration, I've got all my providers that I need and modules that I need to pull in. If we scroll down, I've got my data source block created here and defined. I'm fetching information about an existing Azure Log Analytics workspace, and this is this part of the code. Simple 3 lines almost of code there where I'm saying I'm looking for a Log Analytics workspace inside Azure. I'm looking for its name. I'm going to give you that name, and I'm going to give you the resource group name as well. Then the rest of my code is deploying some resources. So I'm deploying a resource group, I'm deploying a storage account, and then if we look down at the bottom, I'm deploying diagnostic settings. So I'm telling Terraform to deploy and enable diagnostic settings that will capture logs from my storage account that I've just created and store them into that log analytics workspace that already exists. And you can see I'm not doing anything different in terms of pulling that information in. On line 84, I'm referencing the log analytics workspace. I'm pulling in the data source. I'm showing the name of that data source, and I'm asking it to pull out the ID of that data source, just like I would do with a variable that I'd provided inside this configuration. I'm doing nothing different because it's a data source necessarily. Now, one thing that's worth knowing, Terraform automatically refreshes data sources when you run a plan. So most of the time you don't need to think about it, but if you ever want to only refresh data, you can use the refresh-only option, handy for sanity checks. So to wrap this up, Terraform data sources let you work with real infrastructure as it already exists. They help you avoid that hard coding inside your code. They make code more flexible, and they're essential when you're dealing with shared environments. If you're not using data sources yet, you're probably making Terraform harder than it needs to be. If this helped you, give the video a like, subscribe for more Terraform and cloud content, and let me know in the comments what Terraform topic you want me to cover next. Thanks for watching.